Now I'm going to turn the floor over to Jimmy for his presentation. Timer, when he presentation begins, start the 15-minute time clock. Good evening.
Hello.
And be sure to talk right into it because they're not the best microphones.
Good evening, everybody. I am Jimmy Stracner. I represent No on Question 2, Protecting Nevada's Children, which is an organization that is against the legalization of recreational marijuana. And I say recreational. We need to make a distinction tonight between medicinal marijuana, which is already legal in the state of Nevada, and what Question 2 is, which is to make recreational marijuana legal. And so we made this presentation for you, more so to help me go through the talking points, but also so you guys can see a few facts and figures on the screen. But we're going to give you some reasons why to vote against Question 2. We believe that Question 2 is very, very important. It's going to be something that the future of Nevada is going to be altered in a way if this is legalized. In a negative way, we believe. There have been a few other states in the United States that have already legalized recreational marijuana, and that is Colorado, Washington, Oregon, among others. So you're going to hear some facts and some figures that we're going to present from those states. States are laboratories. They are ways for the rest of the United States can examples that the entire United States as a whole can look at and see, is this issue good for federal legislation? Is it good for federal law? And so, we think that what's happened in Colorado especially is I think a good example of why we should not legalize marijuana at the federal level. And let's jump right into it. So that's the end of it. Let's go back. Sorry about that. There's our logo. Pot shops. So if this is legalized, you'll have 134 pot shops in the state of Nevada, 8 in Clark County, 2 in each rural county, and then I think Carson City gets 4. They're special. Right now in Denver, there are more pot shops than there are Starbucks and McDonald's combined. So the way this is going to work is, if this is legalized, after 3 years, then that number of 134 pot shops can go up to however many the law will allow. So you could see a situation after 3 years where this number doubles, triples, or even quadruples. Dangerous to children. This is our main issue here. And so, there's a lot of products that are being sold in stores, especially in Colorado. There's these edible products, and edibles are these candies and cookies and cakes that are infused with marijuana. You eat it and you get high. And our main issue with edibles are, number one, some of the packaging in some of the states have been very child-friendly. But I guess the worst part of edibles is, say you're an adult, you're a parent, you're over 21 years old, you go to a store, you buy one of these cookies, you eat half of it, you put half in your cupboard for later, and then your kid comes around, sees that there's a cookie in the cupboard, and doesn't think twice, and eats it. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see that far, but in states where recreational pot has been legalized, accidental ingestion by children has increased by 600%. Colorado has seen an increase in teen marijuana use, where the national averages have dropped. Pot-related visits to ER by children under the age of 9 years old have doubled, and calls to pollution control are up 5 times since Colorado legalized. So those are real important facts to know and to consider when you're voting for this initiative. They are very, very dangerous to children, and when they're in the household, and when they're accessible to children, kids eat these, and they don't know what they are. And as you can see, kids have had to go to the hospital. But I guess the biggest point here is that ingestion by children has gone up over 600%. So it is something to take in consideration. Candy spot and pot. These are just a few examples. Like I said before, cakes, cookies. They're in gummy bear form now. They're in all kinds of different treats. Those are just a few examples right there. Public safety. In Washington, marijuana-related traffic fatalities have doubled since legalization. In Colorado, there's been a 62% increase in fatal crashes where the driver tested positive for marijuana. And in Oregon, state troopers reported an increase of 163% in pot-related DUI arrests. If we legalize marijuana, Nevadans can see and guarantee that there's going to be more dangerous drivers on the road, as you've seen in other states. The black market. Now, this is something that I'm sure our opponent here will talk about, and we have different views on this, and that is, if you legalize recreational marijuana, it will not get rid of the black market. It will not stop cartels from being active. Since 2003, law enforcement officials in Colorado have busted 88 cartels. The cartel industry in Colorado is alive and well. Cartels are using the shroud of legalization to set up grow operations in residential neighborhoods in Denver. So what they're doing is they're taking a young couple and they're buying a house, and the cartel will buy a big house in a gated neighborhood. They'll let the young couple live in the front of the house, and in the back of the house and the rest of the house it becomes a grow operation. And so the reason why cartels like Colorado and they like legalization is that police don't know if this is an operation that's for the dispensaries in Colorado. They don't know where the marijuana is going to go after it's grown there. And so these cartels are able to grow this marijuana, and they're able to ship it out of state. So it's actually it's actually something that cartels love. They love legalization of marijuana. They love it because they can fool police. They can do whatever they want under the shroud of legalization. We have a quote here from the Colorado Attorney General, Cynthia Kaufman. Many people thought legalization would quash the black market. That's been a fallacy, and that is directly from the Attorney General of Colorado. Right now in Nevada, all of law enforcement is against question 2. So here's some issues that you need to be concerned about with this bill itself. Colorado communities like Mesquite could opt out of recreational marijuana and not allow pot shops to go into those communities. And so in Nevada, the way question 2 is written, there is no such language that would prevent a community like Mesquite to deny a recreation shop. So if this passes, this will be forced upon your community, period. It will happen. The second thing is edible packaging laws are not in place, leaving the door open for child-friendly packaging. I wish we would have brought an example, but you can go to our website and see all kinds of different examples of Kit Kat bars that are called Kiefer Cats, and Reese's bars that are called Reefer's Pizzas. So they alter the name, but they keep the logo and they keep the coloring. And what they are is they're friendly to children. Children look at those packaging and they think that they're the regular candy, but they're not. They're marijuana products, and that's when you get. That's where you see the statistics of kids eating and ingesting marijuana at a high rate and having to go to the ER and so on and so forth. So right now, the way the initiative is written, there is not a law that says that marijuana stores can't do that. There's not a packaging law. Also, there's no law, there's no regulation, I guess against marijuana advertising. So any recreational pot stores in Clark County itself, there's going to be a lot of competition. So each store has to get out and advertise their product, advertise their sales, and get people through the door. So what are you going to see? You're going to see internet ads, you're going to see newspaper ads, you're going to see social media ads, you're going to see all kinds of things that are going to be in front of children. And so, the more and more we put a marijuana product in front of a kid, the more and more we advertise marijuana in front of children, it's going to make them want to do that more. It's the same concept, it's the same marketing concept of that every retailer and every brand uses. When you drive product awareness, you create more customers. And so the fear is that the more and more we put these products in front of our children, the more and more they're going to want to do them and get access to them. Big issue is that this initiative does not have any regulations on the potency of marijuana. This is not the same marijuana, folks, that everybody smoked 10 to 20 years ago. This is very, very potent, very, very powerful marijuana. In fact, in Amsterdam, Amsterdam itself has limits as to how much THC can be in those products there. And so Amsterdam says a pot shop in Amsterdam can only sell 15% THC marijuana products. All right. In Nevada, if this passes, there will be no such law. They can sell marijuana that's up to 80 to 90% THC. So why is that important? Well, someone not knowing how potent something is, and they take a cookie that's 70% THC and they eat it and they go to drive a car, they may not be aware that they're going to be that high, but they are going to be absolutely stoned out of their mind, and they're going to be an impaired driver. And so, you're putting something that is very, very dangerous in the hands of people that aren't necessarily used to it. And so they're, creating more customers with recreational marijuana. You're just going to create a customer that's not as informed as traditional smokers are. And so there's a problem with not having a regulation on the potency of these products, especially edibles. But also, there's no guarantee for money towards education. I know that's a big selling point of our opponent here. And so the way this is going to work is the money that's left over at the end of the year after the regulatory body that's going to regulate the marijuana sales, after they have used it all up, whatever's left is going to go towards schools. And I know when marijuana was legalized in Colorado, that number was that they sold to voters was around $40 million. So the voters in Colorado, were told, hey, you're going to get $40 million a year towards schools. And that, after it was all said and done, it was around $20 million. So we're about half the size of the population of Colorado. So if that was us, hopefully we'll get $20 million. But it may shake out we get nothing. It just depends on how much the government needs to regulate and control marijuana, control the sales, control the shops, and the testing of it all, and making it safe. So saying that this is going to save our schools is absolutely false. It is not going to do that. There is no guarantee that we will get anything from it for our schools. And even then, $10 to $20 million is a drop in the bucket. Clark County needs, I think I was told, 24 schools in order to bring classroom size down to where they want it to be. They need 24 schools. At the rate of building a school, an elementary school was $35 million. To build a middle school is $60 million. To build a high school is $100 million. So how many years of marijuana sales would it take to equal one school? And the last thing I'm going to say here is that this initiative is written by the marijuana industry. It is written so that the current medical marijuana people can open their doors up to a broader audience and to create more customers and make more money. There is nothing in this initiative for the people. There is no real good reason to vote for recreational marijuana. All this does is allow a small percentage of people to get very rich. Look at the dangers to children, the dangers to our roads, car crashes. Look at the fact that Nevada has only had medical marijuana legal for 3 years. Colorado had medical marijuana legal for 12 years before they legalized it recreationally. Nevada is just simply not ready. So with all these facts, I would urge everybody here to vote no. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.